For the first time, we're hearing surveillance recordings from Greenbay City Hall.
I think it's pretty customary to have those kind of surveillance systems that we have here.
Greenbay city administrators have said they installed microphones for safety reasons. However, some city council members and outside attorneys claim the surveillance violates state and federal laws.
It's disgusting, and Big Brother's listening, and we the people are not amused.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. A Green Bay resident who obtained City Hall surveillance recordings through an open records request has shared the video and audio with Fox 11. That person wishes to remain anonymous, but says the request was made to confirm Green Bay's use of audio surveillance at City Hall. Many people learned of the microphones about 2 weeks ago when alderperson Chris Weary confronted Mayor Eric Genrich at the beginning of a city council meeting. Genrich's administration confirmed the microphones were put in between winter of 2021 and summer of 2022. In the last week, the city denied requests to disable the microphones and delete any recordings. Those requests came from an attorney representing the Wisconsin State Senate, who is now telling the city to keep any relevant material for a potential lawsuit. Fox 11 has reviewed the recordings. After consulting with our own corporate attorney, we are not sharing the audio due to legal and privacy concerns. We are also blurring the faces of those in the recording. Tonight, Fox 11's Ben Krumholtz brings us balanced news coverage.
You're looking at video from a surveillance camera in the first floor hallway of Green Bay's City Hall, just outside the city clerk's office. This is from 11:30 a.m. on November 8th, which was the day of the midterm election. This is one of 3 locations where microphones were installed, the others being in the second floor hallway outside of the city council chambers and the mayor's office.
I mean, we have millions of video surveillance cameras all around this country, and almost none of them have microphones on them. And it's because our wiretapping laws, federal and state wiretapping laws, make it very legally difficult to record audio conversations in public.
Jay Stanley is a senior policy analyst with the American Civil Liberties Union in Washington, D.C. He's been researching technology-related privacy and civil liberties issues for the ACLU for more than 20 years. Fox 11 spoke with Stanley a week and a half ago, right after most people first learned about Green Bay's audio surveillance at City Hall.
There are certain circumstances where people may have no reasonable expectation of privacy, but it's not legal under the wiretapping laws to record a conversation where at least one of the participants hasn't consented.
One-party consent is the law in Wisconsin. A memo from the nonpartisan Wisconsin Legislative Council states the law's factors for reasonable expectation of privacy are volume of statements, proximity of individuals to the speaker, potential for the communication to be reported, actions taken by speaker to ensure privacy, need to employ technological enhancements to hear the speaker, and place or location where statements are made.
To have audio recording that people aren't aware of in a city hall of all places is a potentially very serious privacy invasion. This is the first that I've heard of audio recording in a political place like a city hall or a legislature.
I mean, these are pretty standard surveillance systems that we have here in order to keep the public safe when they're on public property here.
When an attorney for Wisconsin State Senate claimed Green Bay's microphones were illegal, the city issued a statement saying the Senate mischaracterizes the audio devices as extremely sensitive audio recording devices in order to raise questions about its legality. The city says the security cameras are limited to public spaces in City Hall without any continuous monitoring by city staff. The recording Fox 11 has obtained is 90 minutes long. The microphone is located on the ceiling, just outside the door here for the city clerk's office. In our review of the recordings, most conversations we could not clearly hear what people were saying due to either the microphone sounding overmodulated or other ambient sound interfering with what was being said. However, other conversations were not distorted, like this one, near the reception desk. We could clearly hear 2 people talking about a pizza delivery. And at the end of the hallway, we could clearly hear more personal conversations between individuals discussing medical issues. Whether a conversation like that is legally private will potentially be decided in a courtroom. The state Senate's attorney has alluded to taking this issue that direction. while the mayor's administration has never wavered from its stance that it believes it is operating lawfully. If you visit Green Bay's City Hall and have a conversation outside the clerk's office, council chambers, or the mayor's office, there's a possibility someone with the city could be listening in or recording it.
Whatever you said out there, you didn't even know it, can be brought back. It's disgusting, and Big Brother's listening, and we the people are not amused.
Alderperson Chris Weary says he was recently alerted of the addition of microphones in the building's surveillance system and has been researching the issue ever since.
Nobody else in the state does this. I talked to the League of Municipalities. They have no opinion on it. They're like, wow, somebody's actually doing that? They couldn't believe it.
Green Bay City Attorney Joanne Bunger tells Fox 11 she has worked in other government buildings with audio recording devices. Bungert and Police Chief Chris Davis confirmed the microphones were put in after, quote, safety concerns related to multiple situations where staff and members of the public reported threatening interactions.
I think the decision was made at the senior staff level at the city, so among department directors.
Davis says the addition of microphones is beneficial if a crime is alleged. He says drawbacks include privacy concerns. State law requires one party in a private conversation must consent to the communication being recorded.
Under the law, this being a common area in a public building, we really have no reasonable expectation of privacy. But you always have that concern, and you don't want to be collecting information that you don't really need to collect.
Alder Weary believes there is an expectation of privacy. He asked Mayor Eric Genrich to disable the microphones until a policy can be created.
Mr. Mayor, is that agreeable?
No.
All right, so you are saying that you do not want to have the illegal devices disabled.
Just a note for council and for the
No,
public.
I don't need your note. This is my announcement.
This isn't a debatable.
This is my announcement. I was just asking you a question.
No, you were asking for a debate.
Nope, I was asking you if you would disable them,
Yeah,
and you said no.
You can proceed
Okay.
with your announcement.
All right. So anyone who approved this blatant disregard for privacy should resign or be severely reprimanded.
Why shouldn't they be disabled while a policy is formed?
Because there's no basis for it, right? I mean, these are pretty standard surveillance systems that we have here in order to keep the public safe when they're on public property here.
Weary submitted a request to have the issue taken up at a committee level, which would eventually be taken up by the full city council.